So guys, I'm gonna do this one differently. As you can see, I'm facing I'm facing the mountain now instead of facing this side. It's because I want to show the village. So I'm not gonna make this video long like the previous ones, and I'm gonna talk really quickly. First off, let's talk about uh, goodbyes and start. So I didn't expect to move out. Like I didn't expect that I would move out of this village really quickly. But then it seems that I have to move out due to I don't know, for whatever reasons. And like I said, I didn't expect this. But then goodbyes are hard, because goodbyes are hard because there's a familiar feeling. If you do not feel if I was not familiar with this place, or if I have not grown attached to this place, because it has been 3 years, it's obvious that I would have grown attached to this place. So I have grown attached to this place, and that's also the exact reason why thinking about leaving this place seems very hard. It's hard for me, okay? But then there's a new beginning waiting for me in another place. Although I am not that content with that, like I don't see change as an opportunity. I feel like change is a disruption of uh, the things that you normally do. It's like a disruption. But sometimes change can be beautiful. Sometimes change can be beautiful, like I said. But for now, I don't know what to hope or expect. I am just, you know, I'm just living. Anyway, let's talk about delusion. I am like really delusional. I am the most delusional person you will ever meet. Although I feel like there's some other people that are also equally as delusional as me. But whenever anybody make eye contact with me, I think to myself, why? Why would you make eye contact with me? And I think that maybe it's because I take eye contact seriously, and if you make eye contact with me frequently and you're also a stranger, you're gonna make me believe that you like me. Because why would you look at me so often if you do not like me, right? So that's how I think. But anyway, eye contacts are beautiful. Like there's some kind of connection in looking into each other's eyes, looking into people's eyes. So it's also for connection. But then I do believe that I have to stop being delusional, because I cannot rely on this. Eye contact. Maybe people look at me because I'm gorgeous. Who knows? Maybe people look at me because I'm people. They have eyes. But then since I take this like very seriously, eye contacts and all that, mm, and I don't want anyone to fit into my delusion. Like please don't often look at me, because I'm gonna think you like me, and you don't want that, do you? But anyway, delusion is the way to survive too, because you see, when you think that somebody will think this way and that, um, you're actually projecting your thinking or feelings into that person. So when I walk into a room, I don't feel like I don't belong. I make myself belong into that room or in any place. I put myself equal as the people in that room. But if I were to like keep myself as the lowest in there, uh, if I keep myself as if I don't belong there and the people are strangers and they all hate me, the the burden will be on me. So delusion can be helpful. So when I the key to my confidence is that I think people like me. That's the delusion. And that's how it's supposed to work. You don't know whether people like you or not, and you sometimes some people don't even tell you whether they like you or not. So you can use this your delusion, to think for yourself, you know, to think that yeah, they like you. These people like you. So if you think that way, it's actually gonna be feel good. But if you think that everyone hates you, then you're not you're not gonna belong. You're going to feel like out of place. So you have to make yourself belong, and you can use this delusion. I don't know whether people like me or not, but I assume that they like me, and that's how it's supposed to work. You will never know how other people feel about you unless they tell you, but you're supposed to you can assume, because most of us we assume how others would feel about us. And let's talk about attachment. I am someone that cannot detach easily. Yeah, I'm someone that cannot attach easily too. Because from my past experiences, that I have become very self-conscious about my feelings or about the way I hang out with other people. But that does not mean that I pretend to be someone that I'm not when I hang out with someone. I just think that this attachment is making it hard to move on. By moving on, I don't necessarily mean people, but from a place, or maybe a year, because this attachment is making it hard to say goodbye. Like, for example, if I went to an event or program for like 2 or 3 hours, and then there's someone there which I kind of feel attracted to, and then since I have to go, I already find it difficult to say goodbye. Something like that. So that's easy how attachment is. And detachment. I think detachment is important because nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary and every beginning has an end. So, like, although it's best to like prepare for the worst, you can still love to the fullest. Love your friends, love your family, even though sometimes things will suddenly end. But if you practice detachment, you can think to yourself, okay, I'm gonna love them to the fullest, I'm gonna be myself, be authentic with them, and then things could suddenly change too, and it's good. And it's necessary that I accept those changes instead of attaching onto the the whole relationship, or the whole friendship. It's good to you know make a decision on your own that there will be goodbyes, and when those goodbyes happen, it's good that I can say goodbye without feeling like everything is over. And detachment, I think that we all have to practice this, because even me, I find it really hard to accept change. Like, why does things suddenly change? It's supposed to stay the same way. Something like that. and it's supposed to stay the same. I expect to stay the same. I don't expect this person to change so suddenly. I don't expect myself to change so suddenly. But then change is crucial in our life, and if everything is constant, if everything is static, then life would be boring. And I think that change is also good. Although I feel, like I said, change is a disruption to the normal routine. Uh, but then detaching from people, I'm holding on to people tightly, but then learning how to let go when it's time to let go is also important. Mm, so that you don't feel like everything is literally the end anytime something ends. Because sometimes when something's end, it feels like the end of the world. It's true. There are sometimes when I say goodbye to things or places or people, uh, it feels like the end of the world. Like I wouldn't be able to move on. But then I actually, I can actually manage it that life just moves on, and the feelings will just fade away eventually. That's how it works. Okay. So here's the problem. The one thing that I would like to discuss mainly is in our society, most of us are afraid of trying. Forget about failure or success. We are afraid of trying. Because I'm saying, let's take for example a competitive exam. So many people have the opportunity to appear in a competitive exam, but they didn't because in their head it's like, even if I try to appear for that, even if I study for that, I won't succeed. It's like that. It's like success is given, predetermined, but it's not like that. I think that we just have to try a bit more. So just imagine how many people dreamt of becoming something else, acquiring a job, a professional job, but then you have to earn money, you have to study. Who can manage that? But you could try. The real problem is that we are afraid of trying. We are not afraid of failure or success, we are afraid of trying. It just feels like trying itself is hard work. You're like, trying itself is something we can't possibly do. And another important thing I want to say is that this world is an illusion. So recently, I've I've begun to uh, watch lots of videos and see lots of um, images about the world, about the Western, about America, and it made me realize that what I believed when I was a kid, when I was class 3, class 4, class 5, the things that I studied, the stuff that I read, it's all fake. It's all just a part of a plan. So the stuff that you study in school probably be not 100% correct at all. So what I'm saying here is that this world is not a place you can hope anymore. It's fucked up. This place is fucked up. This world is fucked up, okay? So you may keep hoping it's day that maybe someday I'll get a job and someday I'll live a life of a happy life. But no, you're not. You're not gonna be happy. So 2026, there's a war going on, and I cannot expect 2027 to be better than 2026. So each year keep getting worse. So there is no more hope. this world is run by satanic pedophiles, and these people are using us as an experiment. And why are they worse? Worse. Worse is not meant for like rivalry thing. It is meant to build wealth. Worse, how do you think they fired on Gaza? Gaza is just Gaza is a place. But what they are trying to do is that after they fire Gaza, they're gonna rebuild the whole place and build a place for robots where they can produce robots, where they can make robots. So it's kind of like replacing robots, replacing humans with robots. So it's all part of a plan. Wars are just, a political playground. Wars. And who are the ones that are affected by wars? Innocent people, innocent kids. We are the powerless and the powerful. They're using wars, genocides, attacks as a playground. It's just a fun game for them. But we suffer. And no, we cannot bring them to justice because we are powerless, like I said. But they will pay the price when they die. They will pay the price. Don't worry about it. The rich will keep getting richer and the poor will get poorer. And that's something none of us can change. It's deeply rooted in the system. And who controls the system? Satanic pedophiles. So there's no way to change that. You just have to accept that. Even if you can't accept it, you have to live with it. So this is one thing that I actually really hate growing up. I hear it all the time. I see it all the time. I've experienced it. I've heard about it. So, what makes a man great? If I ask you this, what makes a man great? A man is great itself, okay? A man without doing nothing is also great. A man who achieves something is also great. Men could be great because we make women less great. I don't know if you get the point. I'm saying that they don't have to do anything. Men don't have to do anything to be great because the society itself will glorify men for doing nothing and then shames a woman for trying everything. Do you agree with me? If you don't, I will tell you why. You see, being a woman is always a disadvantage. It's being born a woman. Being a female is a curse itself because the people around, the people living in the society, because we make it seems like being a woman, being a girl child is a curse. There cannot be equality. There is no equality. We're not going to talk about what kind of things happen in the Bible, this and that. We're not gonna involve the Bible in here. We're going to involve only, you know, the modern, the modern experiences. So I'm gonna combine all of this: the status of a woman, why glorify men over women, why men feel superior, and fucked up patriarchy, patriarchy, patriarchy. Video ball, video lim la, video la. So, like I said, the men men feel superior over women. If you ask anyone, is it better to be born as a man or a woman? Most of the people would choose being born a man over being born a woman, because being a man, everything is easy. Also, life is easy. I'm saying that both men and women struggles equally, but the thing is that it seems like solving the problem is easier for men. I know most men are depressed and suicide rate is higher for men, but what I'm talking about is that uh, being born a woman is seems like a curse, because men do not know what a woman is. Men look down on women. You may not believe this, but uh, men are just men, because we didn't we in this society we didn't grow up. Men didn't grow up, and they were never taught how to take care of a woman. They were just told to not be a woman. So it seems like being a woman line is the line that divides women. I mean, being a woman seems like the line that divides men from greatness. I don't know. It seems like being a woman is the line that divides between a man who is great and a man who is not great. So if you if you seems if you are not great, then you are being compared to a woman, and if you are great, then you are just great. So women are used as the comparison. Why are you like a woman? Why are you acting like a woman? Be a man. But what does it mean to be a man? To be a man is as simple, to be human. To be a man is not that being a man is much greater than being a woman. I'm just saying that we make it feel, we make it seem as if being a man is much greater than being a woman. A woman and a man are equal. We are equal. But the problem here is that we taught our children, we make our children think that being a man is much more superior and greater than being a woman. Why? Because you tell your children because you do not tell your children do not look down on women. The problem is that anytime I want to talk about gender equality, the thing is that even the same gender is bringing each other down. A woman is not supposed to bring another woman down, but who is a woman's enemy? A woman, another woman. So that's the problem. I can keep talking about why men and women are equal and why men shouldn't feel superior to women and that man a woman and that woman should not feel uh, much smaller than men. Even if I keep talking about that, it will all be meaningless because a woman bring another woman down. We don't uplift each other enough. You do not clap, a woman does not clap for another woman's success. Most of us. And that's the problem. And maybe that's why. If woman and woman cannot get along well together, and maybe that's the reason why men feel superior to us. Or maybe that's why they feel superior than us. Maybe that's why they feel like, yeah, being a woman, nah, I am a man. And the problem is that, and the problem is that it's a natural thing, Way back, our traditions, our forefathers, even from there, woman's role is supposed to be done inside the household. Women's work are restricted inside the house, and the external work, fetching firewood. No, no, no. The the work that are much more of a high status are given to men. And for some reason, we keep applying the theory or what we practice many years back, centuries back, in this modern world. And that's the problem. I think that it is important to teach your son that I think it is important to teach that being lesser or being small have nothing to do with being a woman. Women feel small because men feel superior. So I'm not gonna blame any whose gender, but I'm gonna blame our mindset, our society mindset, your mother's mindset, your father's mindset, your grandmother's mindset, my grandparents' mindset, my parents' mindset, my brother's mindset, my sister's mindset. I'm gonna blame all of our mindset because even when I think of achieving greatness, I do not feel like I accept greatness. I do not feel like I deserve greatness because I am a woman. Being a woman itself, it feels small because we make it seem small. And when a woman were greatness, when a woman becomes great, when a woman achieves success, it's just nothing. It's just, what is it? And then a man achieves success, we applaud harder for that because it seems as though being a man itself is glory enough. I don't know if you're gonna catch the point, but let's stop comparing women to failure. When you tell your son be a man, it's not it tell them that you do not mean that to be a man means to look down on women. And this is the greatest triggering part. If you want to trigger a man, a a boy, compare them to a woman, they're gonna hate it. If you want to trigger someone, if you want to make someone mad, a boy met, compare them to a girl, and they're really gonna hate it. Why do you think they're gonna hate being compared to a girl? Because you use that comparison in a not so great way. You're comparing them and criticizing them while you compare those boys to a girl. And it's not a joyful comparison. That is why most of the time, if you tell a boy, "Ah, you're like a girl," they're gonna feel offended because they think that being a girl is I don't know it being a girl is I don't know, it's nothing, because they think that being a girl is being nothing. Let's change this mindset, guys. Let's change this fucked up mindset, guys. Let's change it. We are the future. We are the future. Yes, we are the future. Even if our elders cannot change this, let's at least make patriarchy uplift women and not only glorify women. Let's make patriarchy uplift women and not only glorify men. We are the future, we can change this, okay, guys? I'm saying this. Do not look down on women. Men, boys, do not look down on a girl. And when you are being compared to a girl, be happy, because girls, we do all the work. And when we do all the work, do not feel that we are serving you. This is the fucked up mindset. Anytime we go to a gathering or this and that, women are the one doing all the work. Why? Are men not supposed to do all the work? This is the thing that I want to change. But we cannot change it. Even if one man agrees with what I say right now, another man would disagree with me, another man would question it and even consider it. But the problem is that each individual have their own mindset. So what I'm saying right now could be true. There's no right or wrong. It could be false too. But to change something that has been practiced many years back, something that seems really natural, man superior, woman down there, below there, that is something that will be the hardest thing to change. But if we change our mindset now, see a woman as a human, see a woman as a sister, then all those fucking rape cases, domestic violence, they're not gonna happen. And in India, so many rape cases, each day it grows. Because in India, women are nothing. Women are nothing. Even in many other places, women are nothing. This is supposed to be like, if I were to say, if we were all to do this would be the hardest thing to change. To change the mind of a man. To make them see women as human. That would be the hardest thing. Because in India, like I said, women are nothing. We are nothing. And men are animals. And in India, men are animals and women are just nothing. That's the way we believe it. That's the way we make it seem like. I'm not saying that women are nothing. I'm not saying that men are animals. But it seems so, that in India, men are animals and then women are nothing. Girl child are nothing. So the next thing I want to talk about is love. It's been like 1 year and 1 month, but I haven't forgotten someone I love. And why do you think I call this love? It's not because we were in a relationship. I call this love because my heart feels like it's love. I know it's cringe, but I'm just saying that it's not just a crush. I like I like someone, and that tenderness, it stays for more than a year. It stays for like 1 year, 6 months. Then it's not just liking, that's love now. And in my life, in my whole life, I've loved two people. Love, I've loved two people, and then I've liked lots of people. The difference between like and love is that I just feel like love is much deeper. It makes you question everything, and it just stays in your mind a little bit longer than it should. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know what else to talk about anymore.